Come in.
Hi.
Hello, Kate.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good, thanks. Great to see you.
Yes, you too. How have you been since the development centre?
It's up and down really. I think things
Up and
going
down?
on. Yeah, you know how schools are. Teaching is, leading is. Just been thinking a lot about what came out of the development centre. I think.
Okay, and you've obviously had some time to reflect on it since the development centre. What sort of conclusions have you drawn from the things we talked about there?
I'm not feeling great about what came out of it really. I feel, quite sort of disappointed about it. It's made me question a lot of things. I'm not really sure where I go from here with my current career. It's really made me sort of think about my life in general, I suppose, really questioning where I'm headed.
So some quite big issues. What in particular is it in the feedback that you had that's made you feel like that?
I feel that there are some aspects that are just, I don't really know where I go from here in developing them further or improving. I'm feeling, I was sort of surprised a bit by the results, a bit confused by them, some of them, not quite what I was expecting. I've been hoping for better, really.
What were you expecting or hoping that the results would show?
I just felt like some of the areas that I've tried quite hard on and I thought I'd put a lot of effort in, that wasn't reflected in the results, and it's hard to know what more I do beyond this point to make that better, because they were areas that I thought I'd worked quite hard at. So,
Yeah. I think I obviously read them a little bit differently from you, because I thought that those results showed some real strengths there.
Right.
It's clear that you've built some really strong relationships on the leadership team, that people are quite clear where it is that you're trying to take the school. There are, clearly some people who really value your leadership in there. Did you not pick out those?
No, I just didn't get that, I guess, and also following that, talking to people, I'm slightly confused by some of the responses, having now talked to some people as well.
Can you say a bit more about that? You're confused.
Well, things that came out before we did the development centre, there were areas that I had feedback from people that were kind of, I thought was quite good feedback. Since then, it wasn't what I was expecting. Now, having talked to them, it seems like that their position has maybe changed, or maybe doing the whole process has changed. It's just not, what I was hoping for. Maybe it's more I had very high expectations. And
you wouldn't be a future leader if you didn't.
Well, yes, there is that, and I just can't see really now how to go forward, or honestly, really what the point is. I feel a bit like maybe this isn't for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should break it down a little bit. We've got some time this afternoon, assuming you've still got the time that we're scheduled for. We've got about 45 minutes left, so maybe what we need to do is unpick a bit what the key themes were coming out of it. And I think, as we do at Future Leaders, we've got a way of doing that, haven't we, of the what went wells and the even better ifs. And I think it is important to make sure that you take the positives out of this, because there is always a tendency from people to focus on the aspects that aren't too good, and that's quite often because they do have those high expectations and want to know how to move on, and I think that's a really laudable thing. But if that's leading you to question why you're here, there wasn't anything in those results that made me think you're in the wrong job. I think there clearly were some messages there about areas that you could improve, but I think we need to make sure we're celebrating the successes as well.
Yeah. I feel a bit in the past. What went well and focusing on those has worked. Now I feel a bit like I've done that and I've tried to implement those things in the past, and it's clearly not working. And I just don't really know what use that will be of now. I'm finding it very hard to see the way forward. But absolutely, you know, I'm picking it if that's, you know, we could, you know, give it a go. Yeah.
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 Okay. It would really help if we had them here. Well, as I said, you know, one of the things that came through very clearly is that you've managed to build those strong relationships with some members of staff in the school. They really understand what you're standing for. You know, they know where you want to take the school, and they're quite clear about their role in it, and that they have a future in it. And I wonder whether maybe where some of the confusion is coming from for you is that there's clearly another group of staff who don't seem to feel quite so engaged in that. And I think one of them even used the term, you know, favourites, that you sometimes play favourites. Do you feel that you have stronger relationships with some staff than others?
This is it. That's something I've tried so hard not to do. So that's why receiving that particular result and that feedback was, you know, it's a bit disappointing really. It was very sort of, you know, a bit of a letdown, and made me feel really question things, because I've tried so hard not to give that impression or to give that off. So,
can you think of anything that might have led somebody to think that?
I have been thinking. I mean, as maybe naturally I do work with some people more because maybe they need more development, so I thought I would focus more on helping develop them, but that's because I felt they needed more development. It's really hard just to know what to do now. I mean, where...
So is it possible that other people don't feel that they've had those same opportunities to be
maybe
developed?
I mean, I just don't know anymore. I don't know. Yeah, possibly that's it. Possibly that's something to think about. You do seem just a little bit exhausted and... I just wasn't really expecting what came out of it, and I was expecting more. But maybe that's something I can...
Okay, let's pause it there then, yeah? Unless you were about to table a specific development area.
No.
No? Okay.
That's causing me to lose the will to live.
Okay, take a moment then. Let's just gather your thoughts. See if you've got those. Yeah.